Hello, this is Japanese Economic Review Channel. Welcome to the Japan Macro and Consumer Briefing for April 2026. Today we explore a key theme, the income spending divergence. Based on the latest MIC data, we will unpack why rising incomes aren't translating into robust consumer spending. Let's dive into the details. The total macroeconomic consumption grew by 1.0% in real terms. Simultaneously, real worker household income saw a robust 2.3% growth. However, average family expenditure contracted by 0.5% in real terms. Notice the 1.5-point spread. Inflation is masking a genuine contraction in the volume of goods purchased. To understand this paradox, we must look at our statistical framework. The CTI Macro Index, up 1.0%, captures the entire economy, boosted by the growing number of single-person households. In contrast, the micro-level FES data, down 0.5%, isolates the budget constraints of average families tightening their belts. Let's trace the money. Worker households brought in 612,163 yen, a 2.3% real increase. However, the average propensity to consume dropped sharply to 73.9%, down 2.5 points. Despite more take-home pay, a 128,903 yen surplus indicates a defensive posture against inflation, rather than injecting wealth back into retail. This slide shows forces acting on cash flow. On the inflow side, head of household income grew 1.1%, but other household members surged 28.2%, driving momentum. However, there's a heavy outflow drag. Rising taxes and social insurance are eroding discretionary income before it even reaches the retail sector. Here we see the illusion of spending. Nominally, households are spending 1.0% more yen than last year. But adjusting for inflation, they are taking home 0.5% less actual goods. This 1.5-point gap is the inflation tax. People feel they spend more, yet shopping carts are emptier, causing consumption stagnation. We can synthesize this as the hesitant consumer. Real income is up 2.3%, but real consumption is down 0.5%. Three factors drive this: tax drag from rising mandatory outflows, inflation fatigue causing higher prices for fewer goods, and surplus hoarding. Purchasing power exists, but confidence is lacking to unlock it. Consumers are making ruthless choices in a budget tug-of-war. We see massive cuts in education, dropping 1.45 points, along with utilities. Conversely, spending on transportation, driven by auto purchases, surged 1.51 points. Consumers are drastically cutting daily fixed costs to afford big-ticket items and health. Our heat map confirms this polarized consumption. 5 of 10 major categories expanded, while high-ticket items like education dragged the index negative. Medical care grew 6.7%, and transportation surged 7.5%. Meanwhile, fundamental needs like utilities plummeted 8.6%. The Japanese consumer is now highly selective. Who is driving the macroeconomy? Single-person households surged with a 3.0% real yo-yo-y growth, acting as the engine of current consumption. In stark contrast, 2 or more person families contracted by 0.3%, anchored down by taxes and education costs. Agile single households are keeping the national macro index afloat. Thank you for watching the Japanese Economic Review. We look forward to having you with us again